All right, welcome back, viewers, to our another episode of the podcast series, the Young Turks Dialogues by Crobstacle, and this is our episode number 66. And we promised you that in this coming year, we are going to have some amazing guests. And welcome, Keshav. You are our first amazing guest of the year 2025. And first of all, I'm happy to have you after a long time and long conversations we had. We are finally doing this. So, a small introduction. Keshav has done a lot of things, and currently he's the founder and CEO of Paytring, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Keshav,
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Anmol. It's a pleasure to be here. Let's start it. If you have anything to ask me, I am all yours today. Let's go ahead and start this conversation.
all ours for an hour. So,
Yeah.
guys, let's make this episode a wonderful one with Keshav. I already have some good questions to ask Keshav today. We will be discussing about his journey, his current company, what he is doing, and also many of you are agency founders. Keshav used to do website development and all in the past, so there is a lot of experience we discussed when I went to his office. So we can talk about that as well a bit. So it is going to be an amazing one. So Keshav, let's directly deep dive into it. So first of all, like with your extensive experience in the fintech industry and your
Okay.
role as the co-founder in Paytring, you came
Sure.
from the agency business to this business, right?
So it was not primarily an agency business. We were
Okay.
a software development company, but
Okay.
at that time, we were focused on web and mobile app development. So this is back in 2010-11 when I graduated from my college. So I am an engineer myself, computer engineering graduate. So I graduated in 2009, and since then I am in this entrepreneurship hustle. So at that time, we were, doing software development work with my co-founder Debal. So Debal and me are basically school friends. So
Okay.
we know each other from 20 odd years, more than that. Sometimes it happens like, people say he's my second wife, and people say to him that I am his second wife. So it's like a marriage. So we are in
Yes.
this journey together for so many years. So when we talk about fintech specifically, so my fintech journey started with an itch, I would say, to solve a problem. Payments have, always been the silent backbone of e-commerce and commerce itself. But the inefficiencies I witnessed screamed for innovation. So, Paytring was basically born out of a simple realization that payments should not be a roadblock for business. They should be a strategic enabler for all businesses and enterprise to run their business.
Right. Yeah, that is totally true because even I, as a company, I struggle a lot with payments, but of course, like in a different way, not exactly how Paytring is helping, but yeah.
Mhm.
So payment is something that, specifically in the services sector, it is a lot of pain.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If you take any e-com brand or a new D2C brand who is, so these days there are a lot of strictness, compliances, scrutinies are there for each and every payment gateway. Any D2C brand who is also a legitimate business have to face a lot of questions
Right.
whenever they want to onboard to a new payment gateway. So we are helping them end to end, not only these small businesses, even to enterprises as well, who has different level of problems, who has different level of intricacies which they have to deal in managing day to day operations related to the transactions and payments in their businesses.
Got it. Got it. So, did this idea came from your software development company directly when you were working in the industry and you?
No, 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 no. So my journey, in this entrepreneurship has a lot of, you know, interesting things or interesting milestones which we have achieved together. So I have worked in edtech industry only. I have, as I told you, that we started as a software development company also. When I was doing edtech, we raised a seed round of $1 million, and then I exited from that startup, and then I, you know. tried my hands in this fintech and payments industry specifically. So from last, 8 to 9 years, let's say, I have been closely working with all of these gateways, banks as well, on many of their multiple products and projects which we have developed for them. So we understood this industry from the core itself, and tried to solve many problems for them. And then we realized that when we are developing a lot of things for them, why don't we launch our own product in the market to solve these kind of problems? So that is how it happened.
Okay.
So also I would say, I myself saw many businesses and merchants struggling to, juggle between multiple payment gateways. Each of their, I mean, each of them has their different kind of issues, quirks, and downtimes. We realized that there is a need of a single intelligent platform that could orchestrate payments seamlessly, recommend the best route for these business, and eventually improve their success rates. So the evolution of Paytring has been nothing short of, I mean, it would be a very exciting journey which we have covered so far. We started with a goal of, simplifying the orchestration piece, but now over the time when we are growing day to day, we are adding layers with respect to AI driven recommendation engines which our in-house team is building. We are focused on cross border transactions also. We are trying to solve this uh, problem also by integrating multiple gateways, PSPs around the world, and providing them a unified platform where any business who is sitting in India can do transactions anywhere in the world. We also have our in-house fraud detection tool as well. We have our, support system, and what you say, documentation engine as well, built on our AI, which helps our merchants to, do the integrations and get help from our team within a few seconds. So
Okay.
that is what we are building.
So this has been like kind of an pivotal movement for you as per the current marketing trends or market trends, I will say, that you have been able to integrate AI and all, or this was like planned since you started the product.
No,
I
no,
think,
it was planned. It was planned already, because everything cannot be built on day one.
right.
We are building it in phases. So our first priority was to launch a MVP in the market, which we did in what you say, uh, December 2023. So it has been an year since we launched our MVP, and then we raised our pre-seed round in March 2024 by a very renowned investor in European region. And then, by the end of May, June, we reached to a product market fit. And then we started onboarding enterprises and customers who are actually using our product.
Okay, got it, got it. That is amazing. So now, as we have talked about your experience, we have talked about the things you have been doing with Paytring. Why not we discuss a bit about, because December 2023 and right now it's January of 2025. So it is like 1 year and 1 month, I will say. Like,
Right, right.
so 1 year, 1 month, and your startup is already working with enterprises. You are already
Yes,
growing at aggressive pace. I recently saw a post that you have been in Dubai, so which
right.
is amazing. And you told me over the call, I think you are already in Canada or some other region, right? Europe, I think.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct, correct.
So in just a year or so, you have taken your company from like zero to one, I will say. Not one, this is above done. So,
No, no, I don't. I mean, we are still to reach one. If I see myself internally and see what we are building, so it is still, we are a little bit, you know, a little bit away to reach that one. But yes, we are very close to reach that one.
got
So
it.
I would not, hype myself that I have done all of those things in 1 year. But yes, we are very close to one, because we are working with enterprise clients. We have started making revenues. We have some good names who are backing us. So yes, we have done a good job in the last 1 year.
Correct. So talking about that 1 year of experience and your previous experiences,
Hmm.
like what is your leadership style that has helped you and has influenced your overall company and the culture to help you reach here? Like because
Right,
yeah,
right. Okay. So for me, leadership is about creating clarity and alignment. So in fintech, where things move at a lightning speed, it's very crucial to keep your team focused on the why behind everything you do. So building our culture has been a proudest achievement. I would say me and Debal always feel very proud when we speak about our team. We have fostered an environment where ideas flow freely. Everybody in our organization is a mini entrepreneur in himself, and everyone feels like they own a part of this mission. So when your team believes in your vision, they'll go above and beyond to make it happen. So whatever we have built till now and whatever we have achieved till now, I really thank to my team, my awesome team who has been working with us tirelessly, reach us to that level.
got it. So
Yeah.
how do you keep on driving your team? Like there are of course moments when the things are not going as per plan, or like things are down in business. So how do you constantly, because this is something that even I face issues with sometimes, constantly
Yeah,
motivate the team,
yeah,
telling them the vision.
got
How
your
do you
points.
follow those things?
Yeah. So what we do, see, we always try to keep everything transparent between our team members. So everybody knows what is happening, which milestones we are running after, what achievements we have to make, what is our product roadmap. We all discuss each and everything together. We so we have this, what you say, a habit or a culture in our team that usually whenever we are in office, we used to do lunch together. So on lunch table, we don't discuss work. We discuss a lot of other things, what is happening in their life, and we try to make a personal bonding with each other whenever we try to meet our team members. And as I mentioned already, that we try to create a free flow environment in our organization, so everybody stays motivated and align themselves with the vision of the organization.
Okay, got it. So
Yeah.
this activity, like with your with the thing that making a personal connect with the team has helped you a lot.
I would say that is our opinion because we have experienced it. So in the past we have run teams of around 60 engineers or 70 engineers at one time. So these kind of things really worked for us.
Okay. Any
Yeah.
other thing that you do, like you plan outing or something with the team, or like any?
हाँ वो सब है all of these things also adds a value. Yeah, at the end of the day, monetary advantage is the biggest motivation, so we make sure that we provide that comfort to our employees at every time.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
So, like we can say you are good paymasters.
You can say that.
Got it. No, that is good. That is something I believe in. So that is great for listeners who are watching, and for the students who are watching. You can reach out to Keshav if you fit in well.
so 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 we definitely value the skills. So in our organization we don't bother about which engineering college or which institute or which MBA institute he or she has gone to. We value skills over education.
Okay, that is great.
Yeah.
And what about the attitude aspect of it? Do you see it first, or do you see the skills
sorry
first?
sorry
What about the how the person is, like the attitude bit of it, the how. So
so both the things matter, I would. Skills is number one, and attitude is also on the same level. Because if the person don't have the attitude which we need with him to work, then it's a no go for us.
So, do you have a method for this in terms of your leadership style that you are able to get these guys on board?
Yes, so we basically look for the problem solving mindset. If the guy has, we are not very much adamant on particular skills. If the guys have, if he has some kind of problem solving ability, then these languages, stacks, we can teach them over
Right.
a period of time.
But attitude is something, or the behavior is something that cannot be taught.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. We also believe in same, so I can totally relate to it. I hire
Yeah,
more on the
yeah,
basis of how the person is and then
yeah,
skills.
yeah.
Okay, this is good. Now, enough on talking about this. Now, let's deep dive into the most interesting topic, which is marketing.
Oh,
How
okay.
the marketing of Paytring has worked. Fintech is an industry because we have also worked with a brand. I will name them because he is a good friend. His brand name is PayMe AI. So
Okay.
they are into basically debt collection of small banks.
Mm-hmm.
So they do that. So I've been working with them with marketing and fintech. You run ads, things happen. So there is a ton of things that happens, and we have been doing a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff with them. So
Mm-hmm.
why not you throw some light, because when we pushed out the emailer to our audience, they also asked us fintech in marketing. So how does that work
Understood.
for you? In a year that you have been doing a lot of sales, of course initially branding has worked, sales has worked, and marketing. So I want you to touch base on all of those things one by one. Let's start with initially branding. I think that is something that is the core first step. So let's talk about branding and then we'll move to sales and marketing.
Sure. So, Anmol, marketing and branding is all about storytelling, I would say. Storytelling is the only skill which works in market. I mean, whenever you are marketing any product, any brand, you have to be a good storyteller so that you can say your message, say your words to the right audience, and they listen to you. Payment sounds very dry, but when you frame it as enabling a merchant in Cambodia to sell an end customer in North America or Latin region, it becomes very uh, powerful. So that is what I, explain to my end customers, and whenever I, present my end product in front of the businesses or enterprises. So that is actually the problem we are solving in our international cross-border use case as well. So apart from that, we have leveraged targeted campaigns to build trust and education. Educating the merchants. So we had run a lot of awareness campaigns with respect to our organization because payments orchestration is a little new in India. In Western regions or in Western markets, it is quite matured, but in India, people don't understand what is orchestration is all about. So we run a lot of awareness and education campaigns for the
When you say
businesses.
campaigns, you mean paid ads or like organic or what? Basically, like when you say campaigns, so what do you mean exactly? Like it is paid, it is organic, or it is events? What kind of awareness you are doing?
So campaigns could be like webinars or speaking in the events, uh, doing a one-to-one interaction with these merchants whenever we have a lead in place. Whenever somebody reaches out to us for our product, we explain them about our product, like what benefits he or she will be getting if they start using our product. We explain them with the help of our presentations, with the help of a lot of educational videos which we have made to guide them in a right way. So it's not only just selling to them, it's creating an awareness around your end customer. And for us, For us, in terms of sales and marketing, what worked best for us, the word of mouth. So in fintech industry, as it is a very industry where you requires a lot of trust whenever you are working with a fintech player, because it involves financial transactions. So
Yes.
word of mouth works best in our industry. When one client raves about how we have reduced their failures in transactions, or how we have optimized the cost of their transaction, then referrals pour in.
Got it. So that's how you are. That is the core marketing strategy, I will say you have. So what I was asking you is that basically it becomes the basically your customer becomes your marketer for you, right? In terms of when you said
Right,
that
right.
the exponent.
Correct, correct. So
So
word of
that is your
mouth, as I mentioned. Sorry.
that is your core marketing strategy. Besides that, do you do any other kind of marketing efforts, like for B2B businesses who are watching this episode? What do you suggest to them, how they can grow themselves? Because your industry is also very competitive, as far as I can see, right?
Yes, I mean we are also into B2B only. So in B2B, in marketing, referrals works the best. And if you are launching your product in the market, try a lot. Try to do a lot of webinars, podcast. Educate the business or your ICP about the product which you have built or which you are trying to sell. That is the number one thing which works in B2B. And once you have a few clients, even one client onboarded with you, he will provide you a lot of referrals. It worked for us.
No, it works for us as well.
Yeah.
That is a strategy that costs basically zero. But
Yes.
if your service and product is good, so that is great.
Right.
In
Right.
terms of the digital part of it, you doing anything except
So,
webinars?
so we do LinkedIn also. We do some LinkedIn, and we invest on Google AdWords also. So these are the two platforms with the help of which
So how
we
these
generate
platforms
leads.
have been for you?
LinkedIn works good, but LinkedIn is quite expensive, as everybody knows. Google AdWords also works good because it's the search-driven traffic on which we are only focused on. We don't do display ads or things like that. Those are not in our marketing strategy. So we worked on only search-based ads, which provides us filtered leads, because these are those audiences or ICPs who are looking for these kind of solutions in the market.
So do you also face the issues getting junk leads?
Yes, we do.
So what is the ratio?
So, in Google, it would be around, what you say, 30% is what we receive as junk leads.
Okay,
Yeah,
70% is still good.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, that is great. That is good to know. So now talking about we have talked about awareness, we have talked about what you have been doing in marketing. So as a fintech brand, we have gotten a good case that what all things you can do to market yourself.
yeah.
So now in terms of sales, how that part for you works.
So, again, in sales, as I told you, most of our clients are from referrals. Okay. We don't have to actually convince them a lot to use our end product, because they are already being referred by someone. To onboard a new client, or to reach out a new client, what my team or I usually do is we use a lot of cold calling, or we try to reach out to them, to the decision makers, through LinkedIn. So
Okay.
those are the two things which have worked for us. uh, with the help of LinkedIn, we try to reach out to them, introduce ourselves, try to book a slot from them, that hey, we want to have a quick conversation with you regarding our end product, or the problem which we are solving. It might help your business. So this is our initial message which we send to these kind of cold connects, and then probably on a detailed discussion or a detailed demo, we explain them a lot of features and the things which we can provide to them. And then the actual meeting happens, and after that closure happens. So in any B2B business, or if you want to acquire any enterprise client, the cycle is around minimum 8 to 9 months. It takes minimum 8 to 9 months to close an enterprise client. I have seen many instances, many cases where it took us around more than 1 year or maybe 2 years to close one enterprise clients in my previous temps.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is a really
So
long
it is a
cycle.
very long cycle
And
in
number of
B2B.
meetings and number of proposal and number of
Yes,
approval.
yes, yes.
But once you are inside, then it is the
Correct. Right.
got it, got it. No, this gives us a lot of clarity to our audience and to me how we can get into this segment. Now, I will want to touch base, like you mentioned, you are also VC funded from
Hmm.
very reputed investors from Europe.
Hmm.
So, talking a bit about uh, that experience, how you were able to find the right investor, because I've seen getting the wrong investors have done far worse than doing good to the companies. So first of all, I want you to touch base on a bit of that. And once you find the right investor, how do you maintain your relationship with that? Because that is also something that we haven't touched based on this podcast today.
Yes, I mean you said it very rightly. I mean, to find the right investor is the most difficult thing. When so I remember when I started reaching out to investors for Paytring at the very initial stage when the product was also not ready, and I was trying to raise a small round basis on the idea which we had in our mind. It was very difficult to make them understand, specifically for those investors who are not very much knowledgeable about payments and fintech industry. They were not able to relate it. So then I so you won't believe, I have reached close to 200 investors in this entire pre-seed round which we closed in March 2024. And earlier, when the strategy was not working for me, when I was reaching out to random investors, so then I changed my strategy. I made a list of investors who are from our industry, who are specifically from this niche, who understand the gateways business, payments business specifically. I made a list of those investors or those enterprises who are working in this industry. Then I tried reaching them one by one. And it's very unfortunate, still in India, many of the VCs, micro VCs, and even angel investors also don't invest on idea stage. They 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 want to see some traction, some revenues. So what I did is I made a list of investors, one list from India and one list from outside India. Okay, and I started reaching them one by one. And then I had this feeling in my mind always that investors who are who are outside India are more easy to convince, or more easy to make them understand like what I am building, because they have seen similar kind of organizations, companies, or startups in their regions to grow and prosper and heal and have reached to a unicorn level as well. So to to tell my story to those investors were easier as compared to the Indian investors. So that is how I reached to my first investor, which is Unlimit. Uh, he is a very good name in European region. They are into BaaS as well. They are into fintech payments. and now they have gateway license in India as well. So that is how I reached to them, and they liked our idea. They believed in our vision. They liked the founders' team, and then they decided to invest in us.
Okay.
So second question which you have asked about, like how I keep my investors engaged or aligned with my vision. So there are two things which we always follow. First is transparency, and second is trust. So investors don't just want to hear the good stuff. They also value the honesty about the issues, the problems which you face in your day-to-day operations. So I always try to keep them in loop with regular updates, whether they are monthly updates or quarterly updates. So I always used to provide them. So I try to make them feel that they are like our business partners, not just investors. So this one lesson I have learned is to make your vision so powerful with respect to investors is that investors just investors don't just want a piece of the pie, they want to bake it with you. So if you keep everything in the loop with them, make them informed on every step, then they will be happy.
Got it. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Transparency is everything.
yeah,
Transparency and trust. Two things.
right.
Right. Perfect. Now, one more thing. Like whenever we think about fintech or finances, we always think about the regulatory challenges. Right. So
Right.
those regulatory challenges with your business, how they've been like, and like right now you are in India, then in Dubai, and then
Mm,
other countries. So every country has different regulatory challenges.
correct.
So how you have been able to tackle them, or how you have been able to navigate your way through them to launch a business there and expand it. First of all, like let's talk about India, and then let's talk about the global level.
Mhm. Okay, so mm, tackling regulations is like playing a game with the regulator. You always, have to anticipate the moves. So India's regulatory framework is evolving rapidly. So in the if you see in the past 4 years, when RBI has started giving licenses to these payment gateways and payment aggregators, uh, the entire landscape has changed. Earlier, you don't need a gateway license to operate as a gateway in India, but when it started, it almost disrupted this industry. And if you talk about globally also, it has their own issues. They have their own regulatory processes which everybody has to follow. But in India it's still evolving, but it's evolving rapidly, thanks to RBI, and thanks to the NPCI as well, who are bringing these regulations from time to time, and they are helping also. They are helping fintechs also in following them. So we tackle them by embedding compliances into our DNA. Our team doesn't see regulation as roadblocks, they see it as guideposts. It's about balancing innovation with adherence. So it's, I would say, my opinion is, when you have regulators in any industry, it it helps competition to grow.
Right.
Regulations promotes disruptors. So the more regulations you will have, the startup will innovate more.
Right. Yeah, that is true. Got it. And on the international scale, also similar kind of thing, right?
True, true, true.
So for international use cases, you have to modify your product as per there, or like in one product only you're able to manage all the countries.
No, so we are a global orchestration platform, as we call ourselves as a global platform. So a little bit modification is required, yes, but since we act as a technology service provider, we don't call ourselves as a gateway company. So we don't have to, do a lot of what do you say, updates, or you know a lot of things needs to be updated in our platform in order to serve a new region. Uh, of course, there are some kind of vernacular things which needs to be updated in terms to serve a new audience, because they have some kind of different processes, they have some kind of different understanding in terms of doing transactions online. But more or less, we have made this platform in such a way that we can do any integration of any gateway around the world very quickly.
Okay.
And the other thing which right now we are focusing on is, go to each region, one region at a time. So it's not about going uh, everywhere. So it's about going where your value shines. For us, I mean, initially we have figured out few regions. So for us, it was regions with fragmented payments landscape, like Southeast Asia is there, Middle East region is there, and Africa is evolving. There are a lot of payments disruptions happening in Africa. So our strategy was to solve localized problems with global expertise. For example, merchants in the UAE were facing, very high failures in their transactions. So we solved this problem by providing them our smart routing engine, integrated local gateways in UAE, so which eventually instantly gained the trust of those merchants in using our products.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it. Perfect. That gives me a lot of clarity. So I think we have covered all the segments, but there is one thing left, which is your top five pieces of advice for entrepreneurs who are watching this episode and who have been patient for at least almost for, we are down 40 minutes. So what advice you will give to them in terms of their marketing, leadership, everything, like top five things?
top five things. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so okay, the first thing I would say to everyone is, whenever you are starting up something, so number one is solve real problems. Don't just build fancy stuff, fancy uh, uh, things which are not solving any problem. Solve a real pain point that will add a value. Number two is focus on PMF early. I mean, as soon as you focus on your product market fit, as soon as you reach to that level that you think that your PMF is achieved, it will really help you in scaling up. Third, especially in the fintech industry, embrace regulations. They are not your enemy, they are your differentiator, as I already mentioned in this podcast, that they are your differentiator. They can help you in disrupting the market. Fourth, which worked for us, is build relationships, from investors to your end customers to your ecosystem uh, peers in the industry. Relationships fuel growth. Fifth is, stay resilient. Fintech is a marathon with a lot of hurdles. Keep the bigger milestone in your mind, rather than looking for small profits or small wins.
Right.
That is it. Yeah.
So that is perfect. I think we have covered it all, and the insights that you have given from your practical experience are really helpful and are really implementable, I will say. Like there are a few things even I would like to personally implement, like the lunch thing that you told, because currently our team is very distributed during lunch. Some go there,
Hmm.
some go
Hmm.
there. I am here doing meetings, but I think it is a good way to connect with team every day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is
I mean, it really helps. So
yes,
being an entrepreneur, so your team is everything, I would say.
correct.
Yeah,
No, we do right now. We do Saturday parties, but I think lunch thing is very good because every
right.
day you can discuss. Not every day everybody is happy. Not every day everybody is sad.
Correct.
So they will at
Correct.
least feel it like home. So I think that one is really implementable for us. But yeah, overall the everything that you mentioned in the episode, I think it is really good. And first of all, I would like to say thank you to our audience who came down to this episode and watched it till here. And then secondly, special thanks to you that you came to this episode and shared everything transparently with us. So your principles that you mentioned in the podcast initially, you showcased them, you delivered everything that we should be delivering to the audience. So thank you so much, Keshav, for that.
Thanks, Anmol. It's
For
been
our
a pleasure.
audience,
Yeah.
if you really like this episode or you have any questions, please do mention down in the comment section. Like this episode, share this with as much as you can. And in case you want to reach out to Keshav, we'll put his LinkedIn link. You can reach out to him LinkedIn in case for anything.